Oh, are we live? I believe I am live. Hello to everyone who is there. Bear with me. Hi to everyone who has joined for the stream. Thank you for bearing with me while I sort myself out. I just make a quick post on the Facebook page and then I'm ready to go. Alrighty. So for anyone who is watching, we are in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 at the moment. And I'm trying out the gliding, the new sailplane, because that's the only aircraft I have any experience actually flying, so I have some sensation of what it's actually like. It feels pretty good. I'm flying it with a Cytec X52 joystick. Just a joystick, obviously, don't need the throttle for this. I'm trying out the new lift feature, which is interesting, put it that way. I mean, usually you don't just get a lift bumping off hills like this, and they're not generating under clouds, which is kind of a shame. I thought it might be thermals, but as far as I can see, it just looks like it's anywhere bumping off a hill. We are getting a good vertical speed at the moment. Look at that, plus one. I did turn off the Vario because that might be a bit loud. I think it is. Let me just bring up the pop-out chat. There we go. So I think we're at Lake Garda or Lake Trento, one or the other. Whoa, look at that column over there on the right. That's like a serious lift column. Is it trying to be thermic? I don't think they're thermals. It's just supposed to be ridge lift. It looks a bit weird. I feel super low. You'd never want to catch yourself this low in the Alps in an actual sailplane. That would be very, very uncomfortable. Alright, here we go. Where's that big column of lift? It's kind of all around me. Cool, alright. What am I getting? Plus 3, plus 4. That's some pretty serious lift. I don't think I have mapped my flap controls, which is kind of a shame, so I'm just going to have to kind of guess. Oh boy. I think I'm a bit close to the stall speed there. Bring my nose down a bit. I don't like flying into this little valley. This is a bit risky. But being able to see the lift is a bit of a hack, really. There it goes. It looks like the lift goes pretty high. Let's find out. Oh, this is so risky. Any day in the Alps where the wind is actually this strong, and if it was rolling over a hill on the left like that and forcing its way up a mountain, you wouldn't want to go into it, and that'd be pretty rowdy. Ooh. Alright, I'm going to bring my nose up, really climb a bit here. What are we getting? +5. There we go, that's some serious lift. +7. There we go, now we're talking. Still a bit iffy. Ooh, losing my airspeed a bit. So for anyone who doesn't know, you can also use the you've got your scroll wheel in FSX, so you can zoom in and zoom out as well as using your head tracking. So you've got kind of two choices for zooming in and out in the game. I forgot how to use the telltale string, that red string there on the cockpit. I've forgotten how to use it, but it is quite important for flying. Oh, this is super risky. Am I still going up? Barely. I might have to escape behind me. Let's have a look. Back to the left. Yeah, there's better lift behind me, so I'm going to get out of this little valley before I have an accident. Turn back around and go into it. Whoop. Bit over speed there, doesn't matter. So I was 1100 meters. Still only at 1100 meters. It's actually quite hard to climb. I don't really know why. If I give a bit of yaw. Alright, here we go. It feels like it's not flying very efficiently, this thing. That lift does go way up, so I'm trying to get up on the top of these peaks. Wow, look at that fun of lift right there. I'm having that. +6. See, it's funny. I guess net total is the energy including... I'm not too sure actually how that vario works. It's a bit more complicated than anything I've seen before. I guess the upper figure is my actual lift, which is only, what, 2.5 meters a second at the moment. Still, we're flying, just about. Great views in this game. Whoa, look at the other side of that that ridge over there. Hi, Mitch in chat asked how will this be across multiple screens. Will work great across multiple screens. The number of screens doesn't actually make a difference to the head tracking. It gives you a bit more room to maneuver actually, so it works very, very well with multiple screens. I have an ultra wide monitor. This is you're looking at about, I don't know, 1/3 of the total view I have. So if I'm playing without streaming, I would use the full width of the screen as opposed to just one window. And that would be just the same as using it with multiple monitors. So yeah, we not only do we, know that multiple monitors work well, we suggest people get it because it just gives you a bit, that bit more extra view to actually use the head tracking in, a bit more extra space. Am I climbing? It's still at 1100 barely. It's actually quite tricky to climb. But all this lift here looks promising. What's that shadow? Is that my wingtip? That's pretty cool. Whoa. All right. It's a shame, these aren't really proper thermals, it's just kind of an odd ridge lift going on. There we go, 3.5, there we go, now we're climbing. Let's slow it right down. +3.8, 3.7. It's odd, I mean, it's kind of... It looks like a thermal because there's not much hill down there. I guess it's a little bit, but it's just kind of going up. It's not turning into a cloud or anything like that. I was told, I love flying flight sims for gliding, and I was told that the thermals are not great in FS 2020, and I can see not only are they not great, there doesn't appear to be any at all. Okay, let's go right this left, at least we're a bit higher now, up at 1300. Midge, awesome, that's the point holding back from getting Toby. Yeah, I understand the restriction with Toby Eye is, obviously it's eye tracking, but I've always, obviously been working on the head tracking side for years, and for me it's always been the thing that works the best because you want to be able to, that's kind of the irony with eye tracking is that when people first see head tracking or something like TrackHat, they say, oh, surely if I turn my head, I'm not looking at the screen anymore. But of course, you learn very quickly to turn your head, but lock your eyes in the middle of the screen. But of course with an eye tracker, you have to look away from the screen because it's tracking literally where your eyes are looking. So it didn't work for me when I tried it, and that's why I'm always trying to forward the innovations in head tracking particularly, because eye tracking just doesn't seem to work for me at all. That is a really big column of lift. It's such a shame. It should be under a cloud, you know, but I guess not. Quick look down there. Where are we? What town this is? What area this is? Does it say on the little thing on the little map on the dash? No, sadly not. What are we getting? +0 here, but I'm right in the middle of all this lift. Let's go into the hill a bit more, see if it's a case of just being as close to the hill as possible. +1.5, that's not bad. It certainly feels like pretty slow climbing in this game, I will say that. That being said, I only have about, I don't know, maybe 10 hours of flying a glider in the Alps IRL, so, you know. Oh, that's a pretty good column behind me there. Let's double back a bit. The lift does appear to be changing, which is quite nice. It does appear to be quite dynamic. I don't know if it's necessarily realistic, but it certainly gives you a bit of a challenge, you know, more than just trying to stay in one place and just going up. It does actually try and get you to move around and fly in a kind of dynamic fashion. Whoa, that was a bit of bump right there. I like the look of that little column, but I get the feeling it's going to change right when I get to it. Let's find out. Look at that going up in the bowl out there. Really whipping up in the bowl. That's probably quite realistic. It probably would be. If there was wind coming up that valley, there would be wind whipping right up that couloir. But yeah, you wouldn't. I'm not too sure you'd want to go and fly in it. Alright, we're nearly at this column. Let's see. -1.5 at the moment. Let's nose down and get out of the sink. Is it disappearing, or am I just getting closer to it? -1. It is disappearing. Brilliant. That's quite realistic. Well, I tell you what, let's whip over this the top of this face here, and then we'll fly into this next lot. Just like lift, while actually flying, it teases you. You think it's there, and then it's not. Here we go. Let's go nose down a bit. Dive. Really get some speed up. Oh, that's nearly at the overspeed mark. 250 knots. Oi, oi, oi. My goal is to at least make the top of the mountains. I'm surprised how hard it is to really climb in this game. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't have any flaps mapped or speed brakes, so I'll have to do without those tools. Alright, here we go. Come on, that looks like good lift. Don't leave me now. Still going down, still -2, back down to 1100. This is tricky. This is much trickier than I expected. I mean, they do show you where the lift is, but they seem to get rid of it right when you get to it. Here we go. +0, -0.2. Looks like it's a little bit over to my left. Let's bank into it, do pass through it. Let's see what it gives me. +0.4, +0.3, not a lot, but it is there. This is quite challenging soaring, really. Let's put my nose down, get some more speed up. surely flying through this huge bank should be doing it for me. It almost feels like it's never quite there. I'm never quite in it. There you go. Look at that. Look at that huge column going way up. Surely that's got to do it for me. Because I'm getting low. I will bail. I will commit to bailing into the lake if it doesn't save me. Here we go. Plus 0.4, 0.5 points. There we go. There we go. That's a bit better. 1.5 meters a second. Let's slow it right down and take full advantage. Plus 2.5, nearly plus 3. And that's what we're talking about. I don't know if I should turn around and go check out this other one. Plus 4 meters a second. Nice. Here we go. Now we're climbing. I don't think there's any airports down here. Any airfields at all. Anyone down there? Nope. Behind us? Nope, nothing back there. But at least there's lots of lift now. I do like the sound effects. They've really put some thought into how this game sounds. It does sound like the real deal. Plus 0.7. We're not really in it at the moment. Plus 1, plus 2. Oh, okay, nearly. I really want to get a proper climb in. Chris Dively, so I can handle someone wearing glasses just as someone without. That's correct. Yeah, it doesn't affect the facial recognition tool. I will pause the head tracking for you and put on my comically large sunglasses. So not only is it worse than regular glasses and it's not clear, so the algorithm can't see through my eyes, but it's dark as well, so it will throw it off even more. Well, in theory it would, but of course it doesn't. Look at the size of that column, wow. So of course, clear view glasses, it'll, not hurt it at all, because of course it'll get that extra recognition of your eyes. But if you can see in the view of the software in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you can see even with pitch black lenses, no problem at all. Get a bit more of a dive here. I'm losing altitude again. I'm up at kind of. Up at 1 meter, I should be able to do a bit better than that. We take these off because they are quite hard to see off. No problem, Chris. Can you show me what's using the TrackHat software? I can't at the moment. No, it would. It's not particularly. It doesn't really show you much of what's actually going on. Plus, we say to every person who is trying to configure TrackHat for themselves, it doesn't really help to have a baseline software. Everybody really should, form their own profile and get used to their, using their own mapping and using their own settings, because that's how you will get the best experience out of it. If we give someone a template of settings, and then of course everyone's PC is a bit different, everyone's using things inside different lighting conditions, they'll go, oh well, it's not working great for me. And they say, yeah, you need to configure it yourself. So yeah, I think make sure, if you're interested in head tracking properly and getting the best out of it, take the time to understand the mapping. There's some videos on our website, understand the settings. Of course, things get much easier now with the Sensor V2 because there is no exposure settings, there are no control settings. It just kind of works right out the box. The only thing you're going to need to set is the range you're going to be expected to use the Sensor V2 at. What was that? 2 meters a second. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. I kind of want to tuck myself into one of these gullies, but I feel like I'm going to regret it. Going to recenter my view. I have got buttons to pause and recenter my view on the joystick, which is a huge plus. Definitely something you should do. You can also have buttons to, increase or decrease the sensitivity of the head tracking on the fly. So if you're getting used to it and you want to find out what your best setting is, you can go ahead and map those, play around with it a bit, and then keep experimenting. Do I tuck myself into that bowl? That would be a really silly thing to do IRL. Actually, I'm going to pop over this ridge and go and do that one further on the right. I think that'd be a bit better. I've also got a slight dead zone on this setting, so you can see if I kind of lock my head in the... Sorry, no, I don't have a dead zone on the setting, so even the really tiny movements of my head are being picked up to demonstrate the software to its fullest. But what you would be likely to do if you want to do it for extended periods of time is you'd set a small dead zone just so that you could move your head a couple of degrees either way, and just to game comfortably all the time. If you had it on the hardest setting right in the middle, it might be a bit too much. Uh-oh, wow, that lift has disappeared right when I got here. Uh-oh. Alright, let's bank out of this bowl. This is going to be a bit of an acro maneuver. Oh, is there one over in the next bowl? Let's try this next bowl. In fact, this ridge right in front of me seems to be working well. Oh no, that's great. Look at that column over there. We are going over there, definitely. Awesome. Look at this. It's fantastic. There really is nothing quite like carving the land. I really do like flying as close to the land as possible. Nap of the earth flying is the most fun. Alright. That gully seems to be working well, but knowing my luck, it's going to disappear right when I get there. Captain Coleslaw, expecting to launch at 80 quid. Yeah, that would have been a nicer thing for us to do, but we did, we have run the maths on this, and I think there's two things to consider, which is that we have a large amount of money invested in getting the head tracking working, the actual facial recognition tracking. That was a large investment for us in terms of software. And secondly, the Sensor V2 is still £20 cheaper than the market-leading point tracking sensor. So not only are you getting the revolutionary new face tracking system, but it's still cheaper than the market's leading point tracking system. So yeah, I think our prices are up. It's priced to reflect that. There may well be offers in the future, but it's unlikely given the cost it took for us to get this all up and running. Making a software and hardware combination device is not cheap. It is not cheap, and we have to price our devices accordingly. I'm going to turn around and go back into this call. It really is running away from me. I want to go investigate up through there. I wonder how close I am to some glaciers. I think I'm quite low in the Alps here. There's certainly not much snow. Tracking does quite. The tracking is surprisingly accurate. I was actually surprised myself when we got the initial results in, and we had the first prototype of the sensor running. I was pretty surprised myself at just how accurate the results can be, even before you've gone in and done all your own mapping and done all your own settings. And then it gets just better and better. What are we at? 1400 meters and struggling to get much higher. I'm going to start really putting the nose down and doing my best to speed into the areas with good lift, because they really are disappearing fast. Of course, if these are realistic thermals, you'd see little clouds popping up which you could head towards, which will tell you where the lift is going to be, but sadly not the case. I'm quite tempted to just stay over that ridge on the right. That does seem to be the best place to be. Let's go over there. There doesn't look to be as much lift there, but it seems to always be there. Alright. I might do a barrel roll just to keep myself entertained. Let's see how this goes. Sorry, an aileron roll, for any of you proper aviation fans. Ooh. Oh, it's not happy about it. It's not happy about it. Oh dear. I think that might have been rotor coming off that hill. It was almost like it was tip stalling when I went into a 90-degree angle of bank there. It was really unhappy. Alright, I won't do that again. I think I've got the joystick set to quite a low sensitivity, because that was, I was all the way over on the joystick and it was rolling very slowly. Here we go, here's a lot of lift. What are we at now? 1300, so we need this lift. I'm not sure if I like their whole blue streak thing. I guess it works. But until someone, like they did in FSX, mods in very accurate thermals, I think it's probably the best we're going to get. But there were some great mods for FSX that really made for a great soaring experience. Those almost look like rain clouds, which you don't want to fly in a glider. Alright, let's dip back into that couloir on the right. That looks pretty good. So how far away can you turn before it loses your face? So I'll demonstrate that for you. So I'll turn a full... So that's the limit there of my screen. I have a very wide screen, and if I look any further, I'm looking away from the screen. And as you can see, it's still got it locked in. I can't see the screen now, like you would never actually turn this far away, but it can still, I can see it in the corner of my eye, not jumping around, so I'm assuming it's not lost my face. You can see in the bottom right hand corner if it still has the circle around my face. So that's as far as my neck will physically allow. And it's, as you can see, I brought my head back to the middle and it's come right back to the center. So the reality is you can turn your head as far as your neck will physically allow. Rabbit's tracking look directly behind the cloud. That's right. So I have my my sensitivity set so that I can rotate my head about 45 degrees in real life, results in 180 degrees in the game. So that gives you that perfect balance, in my opinion, of sensitivity and access to the full field of view. If I turn my head any more than that point there's just nothing happening because that's as far as my head can physically turn, really. So yeah, you really do have access to the full 360 degrees of view. Same for up and down, all the way up and all the way down. Is that adjustable? That's right. Everything is adjustable in exactly the same way it has been for the TrackHat clip and all TrackHat systems up until now. It still essentially uses. There's kind of two parts to the software. There's the head tracking part of the software and the actual game adjustable side of the software. And the game adjustable side of the software, we're pleased to say we managed to use exactly the same kind of algorithms. So the game doesn't know whether you're using a point tracker or a head tracker. All it knows is that it's being told to move in a certain way. So you have full control, full adjustment over that sense of that sensitivity, that dead zone. You can of course set opposite sensitivity or opposed sensitivity. So different, it's proportional or different in on either side. If you took left or up or down, you get more sensitivity or less sensitivity on one side, which some people request for up and down because of course in a sim like this you might want to be able to look up quite a lot, but looking down you might only want to look down a little bit just to look at your controls, or your darts. So that way you've got the ability to make one much more sensitive than the other. Alright, 1.2. There is some lift here, but it feels a bit dodgy. Oh, FSX just had a little FS 2020 had a little stutter there. There's even more around this corner, but I don't know if I'm going to make it. 2.3. Oh, my airspeed feels a bit low there. Oh, this feels a bit risky. Is there any lift? Oh, there's some lift behind me. I'm going back. This is so risky. There's nothing more satisfying than doing this, than rotating your head to where you want to turn, turning, and then you can control your view throughout the turn. To give you that full sense of full field of view. Oh, I think I've timed this just right. I think this column has literally just kicked off, and it's moving away. So the dynamic lift moves quite quickly. What am I at? 1600. Wow, God, so it's taken me, I've been live for, wow, I think 20 minutes, and it's taken me 20 minutes to climb only 400 meters. Either I'm not a particularly good pilot, or the lift in this game is not particularly generous, let's put it that way. Oh, there's some lifts. Oh, there's some lift up behind me. Actually, no, I'll turn to the right. Back where I came from, that's where I'm going. Yeah, look at that, that's working nicely now because I flew away from it. I'm a little low, but I have lots of energy, so I'll be able to fly quite high up into this bowl. Whoa. Alright. Gonna recenter my view there. There we go. Alright. +6, +7 ms. Oh no, it's going right when I get to it. Oh, this lift is such a tease. Look at it. Alright, I think I have to double back again. There's not much back there either. Let's have it anyway. There we go, a bit of a column's forming now. So I'm not getting much chance to demonstrate the roll, but of course the roll is there. I've got it set 1-to-1, so 45 degrees of roll in real life gives me 45 degrees of roll in the game. Well, that's a good column, let's have it. It'll go right when I get that. It's going already. This is hard, this is really hard. It definitely isn't realistic. It's a great shame because I think they put a lot of work into the sim into making the powered flight aspects quite realistic. But for us, and look, it's kicking off behind me again. Ah! But for us free flight fans, it often feels like we're a bit left out. Here we go. -1.8. I probably got a bit too much airspeed. Speed to climb is probably way lower. Alright, 1.5. Come on, I've got to be right in it now. Oh, here we go. Here's a good looking bank. Here we go. Let's bleed off some of that airspeed. Nice, there we go. 1.8, 2.5 meters a second. That's a bit better. I think I should turn in it. I think this next column ahead of me is further away than I think it is, or maybe not. Now let's stick with it. Let's stick with it. Just gonna center my view again there. It's always good to keep centering a view just to make sure you're not letting your view drift too much. If you keep recentering it, you know that whenever you're trying to focus on something, if you go dead center, you know that you're going right back to where you're supposed to be looking. +1 meter a second. Here we go. We get back up to 1700. Now we're talking. I'm not too sure how they model this. I probably should have read up on it, but I get the feeling it's just almost completely random. I mean, there seems to be an element of it's near hills, but not in the way I'd expect it to be. I must stop pulling the trigger. I haven't unset it, but in FS 2020, when you pull the trigger, it looks directly behind you, which, if you have head tracking, is a bit annoying. Could be something that you like to use if you don't want to crane your neck that far, but still want to have the access. You could hold it down, and then you still have the control to look back there again, but from a different point of view, and then release, and you're looking straight ahead again. Here we go. This is like a serious lift column. Come on, don't fail me now. I think it is. I think it's leaving right when I get here. +1 meter, that's not a lot. Yeah, it really is tricky, the lift in this game. Oh, here we go, +2.5. Here we go. I tell you what, I'm going to turn as if it were a thermal and see if it likes me doing that. Oh, I'm losing airspeed. Put my nose in a bit. ±3. Not a lot, not a lot. Let's double back through all this. I think I'm almost at the height limit for this bank of lift closer to the lake. I might have to go over there to the right and explore that column and see how high that takes me. Let's do it. Whoa. Didn't mean to let my nose go down quite that much. Now the thing to do at this point would be to fly through it and then turn around and put my nose back through it. Let's see how that goes. What are we getting? -1? See, it's not really here. Let's check that column over on the right. That looks a bit more promising. -1. I assume that's going to be the speed brake. Yep, that's the speed brake, the air brake, sorry. And that looks like a trim. Is that a gear? I think that's gear. That might be flaps. Or is that dumping ballast? I think I was dumping ballast there. It wound a bit of speed brake on there. Or is it not going away? That's funny. Have I broken something? Doesn't want to go away back in. Might just have to fly with that additional challenge. Well, at least I found some lift here. 2 meters per second. Let's try and get a proper turn in it. A nice easy bank. Airspeed not increasing or decreasing. Yeah, that's a bit better. There we go. Now we're talking. That's nice. I have kind of lost the lift. There it is, directly behind me. Let's go check it a bit further out as well. It's funny, you never quite seem to be in it. Looks to be somewhere around here. Not quite at 1700 meters, getting there. And it's done the same thing where I've flown towards it and it's gone. It's funny. -0.3, -0.4. And I'm thinking about to drop back down below 1600 unless I find something here. And this column in front of me doesn't seem to want to give me that much additional height. I'll try it anyway. I think something I definitely need to read up on is how this vario works. It's got average variometer, and I think is net total, which I think implies that if you're diving or climbing, it includes that energy that you might be taking or reducing from the aircraft. So I should probably pay more attention to the actual little indicator on the right, which gives you the plus minus. I think a rougher idea of the plus minus climb. Let's give that column a go over on the right. Is my speed brake still up? It is, but I don't think I can get down. Hopefully that's just a... Oh, hang on, there we go. Hey, there we go. That definitely was going to help. Something I always like to demonstrate is I'm going to pause my head tracking. There you go. So I give myself a little break if I need to. And I can muck around with the elements in the cockpit. Or, of course, if you want to do that more precisely, you can look down like so, pause it, and then mouse over and do whatever you need to do. Like eject the canopy, which is what that does. Don't really want to do that. I guess that's the toe release. What else have we got? Not too sure. I'm not too sure if that's a flaps or not, but thankfully not particularly required at this moment anyway. How are we doing? A bit of lift here. We're back above 1700, which is nice. Let's try this large bank in front of me. Plus 2.3, plus 2.4. Climbing nicely now, that's for sure. Hi Pangy, hi Piotr, Roger. Can you show me the sim racing game? I'm going to stick to FS 2020 for today just because it's a bit of a pain to kind of switch between games. But also, obviously with the sim racing game, there's a bit less to show off the head tracking because of course you're only looking left and right. But of course, as you can imagine, as you can see, you're never going to be looking completely around like this. But you of course have full access to that in a sim racing game. Also, of course, with a flight simulator, you often need to move forwards to have a proper look at your dials like that. Hopefully that column of lift is working nicely. I've been playing a lot of Assetto Corsa lately because that is just extremely realistic physics, and that works very, very nicely. Here we go, we've got some proper climb going on now. About to get past 1800, there we go, now we're talking. True, how about games like European Truck? Yep, all Truck Simulator titles are fully supported, full 6 degrees of freedom, which is a great time, really, really great fun to do a really, really long Truck Simulator session, especially if you've got some of the great visual mods, because then it's almost like you're just a tourist and you can just drive around just checking out all of the sites. How low is my airspeed? 120 knots? That's not too bad. So the lift here is kind of going not just up but across, so it is moving with the wind. You look down the hill there, you can see the shape of the hill affecting the lift. So they have put, some thought into this. They didn't do what they did in the original. Wow, look at that back there. Let's turn back. In the original FSX, which is just put random thermals. But in a way, that was quite nice because thermals are seemingly quite random sometimes, and it's quite nice to just have to guess where stuff's going to be. Here we go. Now we're talking. 2000's my goal. 2000's my goal. And then maybe we can hop back into the higher Alps. Let's see. Let's have a quick look at the map, see where we are. So yeah, so they're all, the higher Alps are all back behind me on the right, or dead ahead of me towards France and Switzerland. So let's try and get enough altitude here, and then we'll hop back into this next valley back there on the right, and we'll see how we do. It's definitely a case of difficult climbing in this game, I will say that. It doesn't want to make it easy for you. Unless, of course, I'm doing something wrong, which is entirely possible. Let's tuck ourselves into these hills a bit. While I'm on glide towards this next lift, something I thought I'd show off, which we're very keen on making a good example of. If you look in the camera in the top right hand corner of the screen, that's obviously a regular visible light web camera. But then, of course, if I go ahead and turn off the lights in the room, obviously that goes pretty dark, but as you can see, the actual TrackHat sensor image in the bottom right hand corner is completely unaffected by light changes. Similarly, I've got this little torch here. If I turn that on and shine it on my face, you can see how much it's illuminating my face on the webcam, but head tracking is completely unaffected. So even if you have bright light, bright full daylight right in front of you, it will not affect head tracking. Alright, hopefully this nice bank of lift will be what I need to get up to 2,000. Here we go, +1. It's a bit here. So here you go, I'm starting to get a better view of the peaks now. Let's follow this ridgeline a little bit. Do 1950, getting there. Ooh, there's more wind, that's interesting, that's quite realistic. There's more wind and more stuff pushing me around once we start getting close to the top of these peaks. I kind of wish I'd done this a bit more in winter so we'd have a bit more snow for a bit more of a scenic view, but I mean it looks great anyway. This looks like a good area for lift around here. What are we doing lift-wise? Still a little bit. Let's bring up the nose and climb as much as possible just so we can make this peak. So I have climbed well because I remember when I was mucking around by that knoll right the way down there on the left, just by my left wingtip now. And it's taken some time, but I have managed to get up here. Let's go over this crest and follow the ridgeline. Steering my reel, the mine can't wait. Thank you, man. Hopefully we can get them out as soon as possible. It's a bit of a shame about the delays, but we do have a backlog of orders to satisfy, so it will take us a little bit of time to catch up on that, but everyone will get theirs in due course. Alright, I'm tempted to hop back down this valley, so I'm going to stick with this next band of lift here. Alright, 2,000 meters. Now we're getting somewhere. Those bolts do look to be working really well over there. Maybe we should go and have a look. Although if we keep climbing at this rate, we're going to be above them by the time we get there. Let's speed up a bit to get over there. Yeah, we're definitely out of the lift now. It's not sinky, but we're definitely not climbing. That's the valley. We could go back down there. It doesn't look that lifty in there at the moment, so I definitely want to take full advantage of these big columns and then try. So yeah, I got properly stuck in this bowl last time I was in here. It's a bit better now. Alright. Here we go, +1. +1.5. Now we're talking. 2,100 meters. Oh, there's some lift around there to the right, but if I go back there, I'm committing to hopping back a ridge. Maybe I should do it. Of course, I can't really see over there, so it would be a bit of a Hail Mary. I can't see much lift behind me. Right behind me? Oh, there is something right behind me. Let's have a quick turn and have a look. Yeah, there's a bit more to work on this face. Let's turn around and go get it. Oh, that's like a good bit of left. Oh, I've just remembered I actually have a hairband on under this headset, which I do not need to have on. There we go. Look at that little bullet right in the bowl there. Let's have that. 2,200. So the higher you go, the better the lift seems to get. behind me again, maybe. Plus 3 meters a second. Awesome. Now we're soaring. This is great. Yeah, that's what we were in. Let's keep turning in that for a little bit. It feels so sweet to be able to just turn my head, bring it into view, and then swing around it like that. Hopefully this column will take me up to 23. It looks pretty high, so hopefully we'll be able to stay in it for a while. So there's a camera PS3i. It is a camera system. It is different to the V1 sensor. The V1 sensor was not a visible light capturing camera tool. So it was, you're correct, it was unable at capturing a visible light image. That's not the same for the V2. The V2 does capture an image, but because of the way it functions and because of the way OpenTrack functions, it has no connection to the internet at all. So the machine learning all happens within the software. So there is no real issue regarding safety. Also, obviously, what you can see in the bottom right corner of the screen right now is what the Sensor V2 can see because I have it activated. The final version of the software will have a mode where you will not be able to see your face, and anyone else who is looking at the screen or looking at you on stream will not be able to see it either. So even if they had full access to your PC, they still wouldn't be able to use it as a web camera. Alright, I think I've committed to hopping back now. Whoa, there's some rough air around here. This is a good bit of lift though. Over on the right looks good. I think it's really, the higher you go, the better it seems to get. Whoa, that's rock and roll now. 2,500 meters. So I seem to be at, if I look at the hills in the distance, I seem to be kind of at cloud base. That doesn't seem to be the end of the lift. It seems like it is quite happy to keep going. Let's go and have this column over here. Okay, thanks, Auto Monsoon. Thanks, Captain Sim. Captain Saint, sorry. Oh, right when I get to it, it's gone. Let's try this bit over on the right. Having a one-to-one roll feels really, really realistic. I've been playing around with a few different settings now to try and get used to the new experience, and I think because the speed of the tracking is so fast, just having it on a one-to-one setting is almost the best thing to do because it just feels natural. 2,400. Again, it doesn't feel like I'm in the lift, but we still seem to be going up here. Let's double back a little bit. See, that's definitely, you see down in that valley there, the wind is coming from over the hill to the left, so that lift coming out of the valley like that isn't particularly realistic, I don't think. It would definitely be a dangerous thing to go and fly down in that bowl. I wonder if the sim knows that. Of course, rotor caused by hills is a serious issue for gliding, something you have to take very, very seriously. Whoa. Let's double back and have that high column on the right. What the shadows are doing with the sun directly behind me now. What are we at? 2,200. We've lost a bit of height. I might have to head for one of these more prominent looking ridges. Try and get myself back up there. There's some good lift ahead of me, so I'm going to commit to just pushing on, I think. Wow, there's a strong bank of lift over there. Let's go have that. So this is directly north. So if you're in the Italian Lakes, you're heading directly north into the Alps right now. They're obscured by cloud, which will be interesting to see if that affects the lift if we get over there. But I'd expect that to change the flight characteristics a little bit. Let's see. Here we go. Look at this ridge. Let's go nice and close into this ridge. That looks like it's going to work great. Whoa, there we go. Whoa. So just like the real thing, you do get a strong sense of when it's pulling you into this lift and when you feel it pushing you up. Very satisfying, actually. Ooh, I need to pull up, lose some airspeed. It's interesting. There's also seems to be the wind speed from the lift seems to be making a difference as well. So you can almost hear. Wow, that little lake down there. That's cute. You can almost hear when you're getting a really, really good climb, even without the Vario turned on. Here we go. 2.3, 3 meters a second. Nice. This is what we're talking about. Some more behind me. Let's turn around and have that behind me as well. Actually, there's a bit here. Let's keep going around this bowl. We're level with these peaks now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Strong updraft there. I'm actually quite enjoying that they've made this challenging instead of realistic. I think they knew that people would be more interested in doing something that was difficult rather than was easy. So that you really have to think about it. Let's turn back around to this bank. Look at that. That was like a huge column there. It'll be gone by the time I get there, of course, but we can try, right? What are we at now? 23. Ooh. Come on, don't you disappear on me. It's moving, but it's staying there. There we go. There we go. Now we're talking. Really wants to pull the nose up. +3, +3.5. Hi Sniper Site, as it's new tech, in what way do the games listed on your site identify it? So it works in exactly the same way as any existing head tracking system has before. So as I was mentioning earlier, there's two sides to the software that we've made, and that's a side that uses obviously the head tracking system to identify your head and get the movement out of it. And then there's the system that turns that into the language that their game can understand. And it's exactly the same as it has been for any other TrackHat system or any other brand of head tracker. Really, they've all worked in the same way. So all of the same games will work in exactly the same way. And if you're coming from using any other point tracking system, the software will just work for you in exactly the same way in all your favorite games. Let's head for that coal. I like how it looks at the moment. I'm trying to see if the wind is moving the lift with it. I think it might be. I think that might be what it's doing, which is quite clever. We're quite far from the lakes now. I wish I could see how far I've flown. I'm sure there's a way to do it somewhere. Oh, that's a shame. It doesn't seem to be a track saved on the map. Oh well. Where's all that lift gone? I think I'm in it now. Whoa, sudden drop of airspeed there. Whoa, let's get the nose down a bit. Don't want to stall it. See, there's lift underneath me, but I don't think it's doing much of my altitude. I'm pretty much at the top of it. Let's linger in this same area for a bit and see if that lift that we could see from across the valley comes back. There's a little column there. Let's go over there. Oh, here we go. We're kind of in it now. There we go. Now it's working nicely. Plus 1.5 meters a second. Climbing really well. I don't think there's that much height left. Some over on the right, maybe that's where I should be heading. Almost at 2500. Speed's a bit low. Alright, let's go and explore that peak. It's a shame, I thought they might do some really nice snow-covered mountains given the time of year, but they've chosen not to. The other side of the valley seems to be working better. Maybe I'm in the lee side here. Let's change side. Ooh, actually this valley looks great. We should be able to continue to go north without having to turn, which is always the best possible outcome for soaring, when you can gain height, or at least maintain height without having to turn. Here we go, this is great. All the way along this valley, nice. Almost to 2500. Really committing by going this way, but obviously there's plenty of left around for us to use. Whoa, there's a big bit. Whoa. Do you know what? I feel like I'm going to turn in that. Let's see if it'll actually let me almost thermal it, like a proper gliding experience. I can't really see it. I guess that's it there. Wow, look at this bowl. Awesome. No, I can't see it anywhere, but it must be there. I don't want to go in the lee of that arete there. Yeah, you can hear it. Awesome. There you go. So I don't think it's always a case of just looking at where you can see the lift in this game. You need to feel it. You need to actually hear the lift as well. Ooh, losing my airspeed a bit. I think I've come to the top of that lift. I think that was it below me. Yeah, I think that was it down there. All right. Let's turn right again. Continue up the valley. Ooh, a bit more there. Almost at 2500, so close. Hopefully this next bit will do it. Can't see anywhere to land out down here. I'd be in trouble if I had to. Oh, there we go. This face looks like it's working well. Whoa. Awesome. What a view. Look at that. Loving it. That's great. Let's go and have a sniff around this peak. 2500. Down from, I think the sim started me at 1200, so it's taken a long time to get this height, but I have managed to do it. Whoa. The amount of wind coming from across that peak would definitely have me wary. I can't see a a wind speed indication anywhere on this, so I would just be guessing, but I think it's quite strong wind. It certainly wants to throw me around quite a bit. Alright. Cool, let's go and try this next bank on the left. Still climbing, nearly 2600 now. Now the real question is, am I willing to break VFR flight rules and go and fly in that cloud? You got to live a little. This bank might even take me not above it all, but hopefully enough height to go through it confidently. I think that's working better on the right, isn't it? Let's go over there. Kind of. 2500. That lift kind of went away. Yeah, it's gone. Let's turn left. This is going to be spooky in all this cloud. Oh man, this is very illegal. If ever you find yourself flying a glider, don't go and do it in the clouds. I think it might be an airspace too. Oh well. I'll stay just below it. That way I think I'm safe, legally speaking. Maybe I could set a destination in the map just to give myself a goal to work towards. LS at Mollis Airport. Okay, interesting. Haven't heard of it. Maybe that's what I can head for. Sniper sight, order one. Thank you, man. How big is the box? So we specifically designed the new sensor to fit in a letterbox. So if you're in the UK, it should fit through a standard English letterbox. So you won't need to be home for the delivery. In other countries, this can change, but typically we haven't found a country that we couldn't find that wouldn't accept it in a regular letterbox size, basically like a large letter, but inside a kind of thin cardboard box. So yeah, you shouldn't need to be home to collect your delivery sniper sight. Thanks for ordering. Alright, this is spooky now. It's a San Bernardino Pass. Okay, I know roughly where I am actually. This lift does continue up into the cloud. I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to spook myself out a bit, but I'm going to do it. Because that face seems to be working really well. Maybe I'll come up the top of it. I haven't really gone on like an epic glide yet. I think I probably have to do that to cover some distance once we hop over this next pass. Because yeah, I'm just about level with the pass. So hopefully once we get the other side, the terrain will drop away a bit. Let's find out. Back below 2400, so I need to up my game a bit. Oh, this whole phase seems to be working really well. Let's turn left and roll with it a bit. See how we do. Whoa, there it is. Oh yeah, this is great lift right here. Here we go. Can feel it. Look at that, +3, but +6 to net energy. So yeah, really, I can ride this pretty much all the way through the pass, I reckon. Let's get a bit closer just for fun. Again, playing with fire, but you know, it is a simulator. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. This is great. Pretty much at cloud base now, but it seems to be... Oh wow, a huge load of lift here. This could take me really high. We're back over 2500 almost, so hopefully this next A lot, maybe up to 3,000. Let's see, let's see. LSZM, is that Zurich Airport? Have I committed to flying all the way through the Alps? Looks like it. That could take a while. So where I've flown in the Alps from a little airport in France called Fayence, and what those guys will do there, it's right near the Mediterranean, the coast of the Mediterranean. They will take off from there and they will fly all the way north into the Alps and go and do a loop, go and do a circuit around Mont Blanc, and then go and land all in a day, all the way right down to the other end of the Alps. So you really can, on the best days, you can cover some awesome distance in the glider in the Alps. This is great right now. I've got lift all the way through here. So where's the pass? I think it's, yeah, there it is. There's the town. So I think the pass is just ahead of us here. I tell you what though, there's not much. I might be high on altitude, but above the ground, not that much right now. Don't play it too safe. Oh, there's not much here. Ooh, okay. Still kind of going up. Oh, do I just commit? There's some on the left, but I don't know if I want to cross. I'm going to fly dangerously. I'm going to commit to flying through this pass and just going with it. There is a bit of lift out there. Maybe we'll be alright. Whoa, something's pushing me around a bit. Whoa, that's some sink. Whoa. Put my nose down, regain some airspeed. That was interesting. Whoa, I can certainly feel a bit of rotor right now. So the air's doing some sinking stuff, probably because it's lifting behind me, so it's probably coming over the pass onto this plateau and then pushing me down. Very interesting sensation. Alright. This whole valley ahead of us is working. I think we're going to have a great view out to the left of the sun breaking through the cloud. Awesome, there we go, look at that. Microsoft really did a great job with this game. Well, Sim even. Alright, let's ride this face and see how high we can get. And then see if we can flop right over this next ridge. That looks like great lift. Do I go right or left? I'll go left just to climb up this face and then double back and try and flop over it. Let's get some airspeed up. Haha, look at that. Awesome. Should probably look where I'm going, but easy to get distracted. Here we go. So it's interesting. The vario in the bottom left-hand corner is saying what the net total vario is saying. So I guess the average vario number must be stretched out over some time, and the actual vario number is quite a bit higher. Showing up a bit, nice. That is a great view, look at that. Awesome. San Bernardino pass over on the left. Alright, I'm going to turn around and run with the... Yeah, there's Ridge behind me. Let's go ahead and turn around. Let's do it, screw it. Let's do a bit of an acrobatic maneuver here. Let's put it into a proper roll and dive. Oh, she's on home beach. She's unhappy about it. She did not enjoy that. Alright, level off. Cool. Nice bit of lift ahead of us. This should take us nicely over the top. Still not back at 2500 yet. Got some climbing to do. Hopefully it does keep working. I may have to double back again. Actually, I could probably ride this and then flop over that pass on the left. Let's see how we do. It looks like there's one more pass on the map. And then a big valley. I think the Trento Valley is the name of that next big one. I'm not sure. Am I gaining height here? I think this might be a spot with little or no lefts, but there seems to be some ahead of me. Let's keep going. Interesting. This next load left doesn't really seem to be building off anything. Here we go, this is a bit better. Maybe I'll bank round to the left and go and check out that face there. Let's go and have a look. Always tricky to remember. You've got to remember to yaw in a glider. Don't try and roll too much. It's inefficient. That'll be enough for us to climb over, I think, here. Nice. M6 CEB Gaming. I love emoji tracker used for years, but I can't give up. Tried another tracker, but was totally sold out. So tracker. Sorry about that, M6. We have had a lot of supply issues in the last 2 years. Smaller electronics firms have suffered the most at the hands of the silicon shortage. So, yeah, it's been tricky. We have got plenty of stock of the Sensor V2, but it's just going to take us some time for us to get in the components we need and ship them out. So you're more than welcome to order a Sensor V2. Might take a couple of weeks, but it will get to you eventually if you want one. I'm losing height now. Let's surf this bank again. Alright, now we're climbing. Are we back at 2.5 yet? Yep, just gone over 2.5. Nice. I should probably try and turn on a bit of flat, but I am not sure how. Is there more left behind me? No, I might have to go continue over this way a bit. Oh, that's a shame. I really wanted to get over that pass. Actually, no, let's turn back. Yeah, we can get over it on this next one, no problem. And then we've got a big glide down into the next valley. This should be cool. Let's do it. I want to pop right through that gap, right in front of me. Tiny little gap. Challenge mode activated. There we go. Let's pop through here. Let's do it. Let's fly dangerously. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Boom and zoom right down into this valley. Let's go. Let's stick to this face for a bit. Yeah, let's tuck ourselves into this valley and then ride that lift as far north as we can. It's going to be tricky. There's a bit of a flat area coming up, well, the actual valley itself, I guess. It's going to be tricky climbing up the other side because I think the mountains are even higher than the ones we've seen so far. Those columns look to go quite high, so let's park in them and get as much out of it as we can. Whoa, there we go. Let's reduce my airspeed. Sit a bit more comfortably in this lift. Wow, it is some rough lift in this sim. It is not kind. And sporadic as well. Oh, there's some on the other side of this ridge. Can't really see what's generating it. Whoa, there we go. Whoa, look over this pylon. Hopefully no wires. Oh, nope. Awesome. Alright. Yeah, let's hop back in this valley and do it. Oh, I kind of want to go and explore that face over there. That'll probably be gone by the time I get there, so I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to stick with this face on the left, which is working very nicely. Whoa, serious tailwind right now. What am I doing over the ground speed-wise? 67 altitude over the ground I don't have on this. No, I don't have an instrument showing me my airspeed over the ground. Oh, my speed over the ground. Nice, alright. I'm definitely having no speed holding my altitude once I get it. This seems to glide extremely well, but finding the climbs can be a bit tricky. A bit low on airspeed. Oh, I should probably try and ride all this. This looks great. Ah, but it's going. Hang on, there's some on the left. Let's go get it. Do a big bank into it. Whoa! These conditions are mean. Let's bank back to the right. Let's go get it. These lines are a bit misleading. I get the feeling that you obviously can't really see them when you're in them. They don't really want them clipping through your view. So it's hard to understand how they're actually working regarding the lift you're actually in. I think really you're probably getting much more lift than you think you are. I certainly don't seem to be losing height very quick. It's a pretty positive bank of lift here. Let's tuck myself into this bowl. Oh, it's changing. Yeah, so it kind of disappears. I think I'm still in it. Oh, maybe not. My radio is saying minus... Yeah, 0 at the moment. Oh, I'm a bit of a tight spot here. I'm tucked into this bowl. Let's back out of it. Let's check out this stuff behind me. Big bit of lift here. There we go. Alright, I think I might start making my way down this valley. There's much more to be gained. Maybe a little bit here. Let's hold up for this bit of lift. Yeah, there we go. That's working nicely. Alright. This is a bit of a committed glide right now. Let's go for it. I'm just going to pause my head tracking while I take off my shirt. And then re-enable it. Alright, we're heading slightly east of north, but that's alright. I don't like how smooth those hills look over there. I'm wondering if the sim knows that smooth hills shouldn't really generate as much lift as steep ones. What else have we got in here? Can't open the canopy in flight. That's probably a good thing. Oh, we've got some extra switches and buttons here. Space, radio frequencies, that kind of thing. USB charging ports, which feel a bit pointless in a simulator, but you know. 2200, we're losing height now. Let's take a look back up that valley we just came from. Tell you what, let's go nose up and take a look. There we go. And nose down before we still way. I do miss doing that. I don't fly sailplanes much anymore, but when I did, it's great fun doing a bit of negative G. Something you sadly can't do in paragliders, which I fly now, is you know, apply a negative, you know, kind of dive, which is a shame because it's great fun. Good bank of lift here. Let's see what this does for us. Try and adjust the trim a little bit. Oh yeah, wow, that's quite a significant amount of adjustment. Let's leave that as is. Oh, that looks good. Let's get some height over here. It is a shame about these. I get the blue lines. I get it's a very easy way of demonstrating to people who maybe don't understand lift so much how it works. But it does kind of ruin the visuals a little bit, but not too much. We'll be flying to work in drones soon. It'd be nice to imagine. It is a cool idea. The idea of just hopping in one of these little quadcopter drones and zipping to work. And the fun thing about them is, because drones are quite cheap to make, hopefully it won't be so much the case like a helicopter where it's very, very expensive, because they're already, you know, there's already a market to make small drone motors. Making bigger ones hopefully wouldn't be too much more expensive, and people will be able to own their own drones. We shall see. Getting a little bit left around here, but not a lot. Ooh. Here it is. See them carrying people. Yeah, they are noisy. Yeah, sadly there isn't much that can be done about that. I guess people will just have to make sure they fly them high away from places where people live. 2200 meters. We are losing height. It feels like I'm getting climbs in, but we're losing height. Alright, I'm going to try and work. There seems to be some lift over there, so let's go and work this face and see if we can't climb over to the next valley. This is one of Microsoft's demonstration flights. I don't know how customizable the thermals are if you do it in a custom flight. Can you use the mouse to select waypoints in this? No, you can't, sadly. That's a shame. Yeah, there's quite a lot left here, I think. Alright. 2,000 meters, we are low now. Hopefully this area is working well. Wow, lots of left. Awesome. Awesome views. It's kind of a sunset. I guess it's real time. Actually, that can't be right. It'd be dark in France by now. I don't know if I'm going to find enough height along here to get me over the top of that. To keep trying. Back over 2,000, that's a good start. I think I'm definitely flying around with too much airspeed. Does that speedometer show? It doesn't really show like a speed to fly type thing. Oh, that's a good bit of lift. I might have to double back. Maybe we explore this bowl out in front of me. Actually, I might just turn. Whoa, that's a big surge of lift. Whoa. I might just turn straight down the valley. Let's do it. Could I scooch into that little bowl? Maybe. It does seem to be working very well, but I tell you what happens, as soon as I get in there, it will stop. I don't know if I trust it. Go on then, let's do it. So looking at the map, as soon as I get above... So there's a lake to my right, yeah, that little lake down there, and then one... So there's a long glide down to Mollis Airport. So hopefully, if I get one more climb, I'll be popping over. There's some lakes here on the left, which I'll fly pointing towards now. Once I see them, hopefully I know I should be high enough to glide all the way through that valley to the airport. Oh, this is super risky. I don't even know if I've got room to turn around in this bowl. This is a risky decision, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Vario still says I'm going up. Oh, big upward surge. Nice. There we go. Perfect. Oh. I think I might turn around in it and try and stay in it. So I can back out of this bowl if I want to. Nice, there we go. That's a big climb. Let's bring it around properly. Whoa. Alright. $2,100. Still got a lot of climbing to do, I think, to get over all this. Oh, that's working great up there, but I don't think I can get to it. I think I'm just underneath it all. I'm still climbing, still 3 meters a second up. I'll try and stick with it. Oh, I'm running out of space to turn here. This is risky. My Vario is going down. Yep, I'm turning. This is risky. And there's some stuff behind me as well. This is definitely the safest move. Here we go, a bit more height here. And then if I can double back and take advantage of all that. I kind of want to see these lakes that are behind me over that next ridge. Ooh, let's double back. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, big updraft. Here we go. Now I'm at the bottom of this lift. Here we go. This is perfect. Okay, now we can really punch it. Maybe not. Oh, it's tricky. Oh, there's some there. Something that's quite easy to do in this situation is lose track of where the horizon is. There's no virtual horizon on this aircraft, so I keep wondering how, how banked over am I? It's hard to tell just by looking at these hills. Nope, losing height again. Let's turn back. What am I at? 2200 yet? Yeah, 2260. Hopefully one more pass over this face and I should have what I need. That sun's setting quick. And for some reason I can't change the time. Show 3D thermals. So it does think they're thermals, not ridge lift. Not too sure about that. Whoa, there we go. Let's turn around and go and get that again. Could put a full turn in here. Let's do it. We're going up. Let's put a full turn in. Whoa. $23.30. So actually turning almost thermically, turning in circles. This seems to be working quite well. Let's stick with it. Roll my head a bit for the whole lateral horizon. Not climbing much now. I think back there is where I want to be. Let's go put some turns in through here. Am I going to be able to climb out of this? I don't think I am. I'm still climbing, but only just. And then as soon as I get too far, there they go. Vario 0. Not quite. Let's double back. One more turn through this bowl, I think I'll have it. Tempting to duck into that next valley, but I kind of want to see these lakes tucked away at the top of these mountains. Wow, look at that bowl over there. Ooh, maybe that's the way to do it. That looks pretty good over there. Now let's stick with this. Let's stick with this. This is working great. Not much climb here, a little bit, but not a lot. Whoa, 7 meters up. Wow, that's a huge bit of lift. There we go. So the game does kind of want you to turn in circles like a regular thermal. I guess I'll respect that. Put one more turn in and then see if I can continue up the mountain. I may have come to the top of this stack of lift and have to double back through there. Oh, a bit here. Yep, let's do it. Let's try this next bit. Awesome views. I really want to catch a glimpse of these lakes. It's going to be a bit squeaky. Coming in just ahead of... no, it's not working as well as I'd like. There's a bit of lift, but not a lot. Vario 1, Vario minus, uh-oh. Back out, not working here. Losing airspeed as well. This is a bit risky. Maybe I'll pop over this face. Let's have a look over this face. There seems to be something going on over here. Oh, it's going to be close. What's my airspeed like? Oh, I've got loads of airspeed. It'll be fine. Just a bit of airspeed for a bit of height. Hopefully the lift should start working as soon as I get over this. Oh, it does. There we go. Nice. So one of these lakes should be coming through on the right at any moment. Is it around that corner? Sure, look where I'm going. Somewhere in that bowl. Somewhere in that bowl. Or is it ahead of me and to the right? Aha! I think it's going to be over this next face. Let's ride this ridge a bit and pop over. I could be really bold. Top Gun. Just roll over it right now. I don't have much airspeed though, so that might be a bit stupid. Ah, screw it. Let's do it. Here we go. Oh, this is a risky maneuver. Oh, worth it though. It paid off. Woo. Nice. Awesome. What a view. Alright, I'm going to do it. I'm going to bomb straight over this lake and head towards the other end of the valley. Ooh. Whoa, I think I might be in sinking air now from the ridge behind me. That's quite accurate if I am. It would definitely be doing some weird stuff like this. I'm going to do what I should do, nose down and speed out of it as fast as possible. I'm clear of it. Okay, I think I can get on final glide to my destination now. More or less, I can probably just run with the valley. Have I had my gear down this whole flight? No, I've had it up. That's what I was going to say. Alright, sunset's coming. I'm going to do it. I'm going to blast towards my destination as fast as I can. Let's do it. Nose down. Awesome. I'm going to trim myself down a bit so I can really, really go for it. Ooh. It's not happy about it. It's quite rough. Is there any left-right trim? Not that I can see. That doesn't matter. Hopefully I haven't sold myself short here and don't end up losing all my height that I actually need to finish this mission off. Ooh. And we're back. RIP headset battery. God, I'm blasting this quickly, but I don't know if I'm going to have the height to make it. Let's go to the other side of the valley, because there seems to be a bit more left over there. Trim and a bit more neutrally again. I tell you what, the sunset certainly makes the scene it. Alright. This is it, final glide. I only have 1700 meters. What altitude is the airport at? 1460. Oh, way low. 1400 feet. Super low. Enenda. Town of Enenda down there. I got rid of the map to give myself a bit of a challenge. Let's see if I can just spot this. That is a beautiful sunset. But I should be landing because it's going to get dark and this thing is not IFR compliant. So I've actually got about 4,000 foot vertical above the airfield, and only a couple of miles to go. Getting there. Pause that for a sec. Is it down in that valley? Yes, there it is. All right. Wow, I've got loads of height to lose. All right. So I think I can do a bit of acrobatics, but what I'm going to do first is, I think, make my controls a bit more responsive so I can actually do something halfway decent. Flight control surfaces, primary. How do you adjust the strength of an axis? Don't know if you can. No, it doesn't. Oh, hang on, sensitivity. Here we go. All right. It seems to think that I can give it everything with the X and the Y axis. Interesting. I guess this aircraft just isn't that responsive then, because that's a very slow roll rate. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to use some air brakes then. Turn that tracking back on. I just paused it there. All right, full air brakes. Well, maybe too much air brake. Maybe just a little bit of air brake. That's ought to be able to get an actual turn in. Alright, this is good, this is good. Bit less air brake now. Oh, a bit more actually. They're very tricky to land gliders because they are just so efficient. Oh, this is going to be coming in pretty hot. Gear down. There we go, alright. Little less air brake, don't want to lose too much energy. Maybe a bit more. A bit too much now, about half air brake. Air brake all the way in now, I think, or I'm going to be too slow. Looking good. Back to half air brake, I think. All this would be a lot trickier without the head tracking, I can tell you that right now. Alright, here we go. Full air brake. Gear is definitely down. And flare it in. Oh. Nice and easy. Fairly happy with that. I don't know how you actually use a foot brake, but maybe B. Unless speed polite and turn off into the grass. Alright, that went way better than expected. How long have we been flying for? Ooh, maybe a bit too quick. Is it? Oh, there you go. It's the full stop button to actually use the brake, I think. Dragging a wingtip. Oh, thankfully it's not my plane. I'm sure the owner won't mind. This thing's got a lot of ground roll. I don't think I used the foot brake at all on that. That certainly didn't want to slow it down as much as it did. Anyway, that's me. Thank you for watching. Put the air brakes away. Can I put the cockpit up? I don't think I can. Anyway, thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure showing off the capabilities of the new Sensor V2. It is available now in the info of the live stream, But you can just go to trackhat.org and get it on the website for yourself. And I'm going to end the stream there. So thank you all for watching, everyone. I will do another stream at some point because it's always good fun. See you around.